Hi everyone, it's Nene, Foxy Mama 365, back again with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 11, episode 17. So literally we're jumping right back into where we stopped last weekend. The girls are talking pretty much about the bi-week party, and we see Portia, Kandi, and Marlo are meeting up and they're having a conversation. It's good to see Kandi and Portia actually having or trying to build a relationship. And they're talking about what happened, and oh, the wigs are back. I wasn't sure if Marlo was wearing a wig though, but Portia and Kandi are definitely wearing a wig. Are wearing wigs, so the wigs are back. What will we do without our wigs? So we also see Tanya, Eva, and Shamari in Eva's house, and they're also talking about the situation, and they're also catching Tanya up. Tanya and Eva are catching Shamari up on what happened. Shamari's like, what happened? And they're like, hey girl, no offense, but you know what? I'm literally your soulmate now because I cleaned up all your throw up. And she's like, oh my God. And she's like, she apologizes, which was nice. She apologizes and takes responsibility that, oh, she probably had too much to drink, which I thought was good. And they're filling her in also on how she was trying to grab Eva's breast and also trying to grab Shamari's crotch, and you're like, oh, what in the world is going on? Anyways, we also see the other ladies back again, so we're going back and forth, and they're talking about the same event, right? The wig party. And Kandi and Portia are trying to understand how it went, you know, from 0 to 100. She was like, yeah, we know Nene said we shouldn't go there, but then they were like, she seemed okay when they were going, up until the cameramen started coming, you know, to film. And it was like suddenly all hell went loose. Nene literally just went crazy and started pulling out the cameraman, and they were like, and then Portia, they talk about a belt, and Portia is not saying anything. They say, Portia, how did you lose your belt? And Portia's like, no, I'm not talking, no, nothing really, what belt, you know? And apparently it seemed like maybe Nene might have pulled her belt off her, and Portia felt she wasn't safe. So she said she and Kandi literally ran downstairs, and Nene kept on talking about it and was like, oh, when next she sees them, it's going to be big hell and all of that. Nene girl, it don't matter. Quite fair enough, it was an invasion of your privacy, I get that. But at the same time, I think you could have handled it a little better. You could have maybe asked not for them not to show that part, that it was too much, if you know, if you were going to show your underwear or anything else that you thought wasn't appropriate for them to see. Anyways, we also see Eva telling Tanya and Shamari that, oh, that the other girls shouldn't have gone because Nene had said it the first time, the second time, the third time, and they still continued going. And I'm like, Eva, are you that much, are you trying to get a wing in Nene's ass? What is going on? Come on, get with it. I don't think, nothing should, I mean, Portia is a pregnant woman. She didn't need to do that. What if, and I think Portia was wearing some heels or something. What if she had slipped and fallen or, you know, there's no excuse for that. So anyways, we move on to see where Marlo keeps on saying, oh, she doesn't remember. Nene did that, she did that. And you're like, girl, what the hell? Well, you were there. Stop trying to act this, you know, you can't remember. Marlo is so fake. She also has a wing up Nene's ass, and I can't stand it. So, we now see where we go on to Portia and Kandi decided they were going to have to talk and sit down and see how they're going to deal with the whole situation with Nene. And Portia is like, and Kandi says, oh, I actually texted her, you know, and Portia like, oh, girl. Well, she doesn't tell her, but in her confessional, she's like, girl, you literally sold me out. We agreed that we were going to decide on what to do. And by the next day, Kandi had gone ahead and, you know, sent me an apology and was like, oh, I didn't want to aggravate you or anything. That was not my intention. And I'm writing with Portia on this because I thought if we had decided we're going to work together as a team to, like, you know, maybe meet and sit down with Nene, then that should have been what should have happened. And if you sent Nene a text, you could have also hit Portia up and say, hey girl, let's just send her a text. I'm sending her a text, you know. But in Kandi's fashion. So we see Nene saying, oh, and of course, Nene never takes accountability for anything. Nene is like, oh no, she's not going to talk to them. She's just going to stay away, that they were in the wrong. And I find this really funny. Because Portia did make a point, and she said Nene never takes accountability for anything. And I find this funny because I remember Portia's going back and saying, oh, Nene did remind her, oh, you should never put your hands on anybody, and even if you did it, and Portia's like, but didn't you put your hand on someone? And Nene's like, well, it's not on camera. And I'm like, Anyways, Marlo felt attacked by Nene as well. Marlo is like, oh, I don't know why Nene decided to bring that out on Center Street. You know, she could have spoken to me when I came in and, you know, kept it, and, you know, but I guess Nene might have also been a little tipsy and drunk and also upset about Greg going back to the hospital. We'll make an excuse for her. Then Kandi keeps on talking about the sex dungeon party, which I think is a great idea. And she says, oh, it was inspired by Portia, but Portia is not going to be at the party. And Marlo is trying to ask her why. And you see Kandi always taking all these digs at Portia. And I think if you have decided we're going to let it go, let it go. Moving right along, Shamari is catching Ronnie up on the party. And they're talking and having a conversation. And she tells him that, oh, about the trying to grab the boobs and the crotch and all. And he's like, what? And he's like, girl, you can't get so crunk that, you know, because that kind of stuff can lead to a separation, lead to other things happening, and that can ultimately lead to a separation. Now, I get his point and I understand that. But I'm wondering, why is he threatening her with separation? Not from me. Whatever happened to till death do us part, in thick and in thin. I said thin now, not cracked. Thin. But anyways, I just thought that was not right, you know. I don't think it was that big a deal. Apparently, Shamari says she has not been drinking for the last 2 years because maybe she's been breastfeeding her twins, and now finally she's coming out and finding her own feet. You know, the kids are grown a little. So I don't think they need to go in on her that much. Eva and Cynthia get a colonic cleanse, and they're talking about the situation. And once again, Cynthia also feels that Nene, of course, Cynthia has a wing in Nene's ass. Cynthia feels that Nene was an invasion of her privacy, and that maybe she just didn't want a lot of stuff to be revealed, or, you know, the world to see her closet if it wasn't prepared and ready to be seen. And she was like, oh, that was the straw that broke the camel's back when the cameraman, you know, got up. And I'm like, no, that was the straw that broke the cameraman's back. Moving right along. So Portia is talking about planning her gender reveal party. Guys, what do you think? Gender reveal parties have become a big and huge thing now. But I'm still thinking, because she says Dennis is in the old school and he'd rather wait to find out the baby's gender. And I don't know if I will be able to wait. What do you guys think? Can you still wait, you know, till when the baby comes out? I guess maybe if it's not your first or your second or the third, you might still be like, okay. Because I know most people will want to buy clothes that suit the baby. Pink usually for girls and blue for boys. But I guess you can still do it and wait up until the last minute and still buy like purple and browns and colors that are not exactly so gender specific, you know. Anyways, what you guys think, hit me up, let me know. Okay, so the burlesque rehearsal, we have acting, music, there's going to be raunchiness, and there's going to be a lot of tips on what to do and sex and all of that, and we're here for it. So Shamari goes in with Kandi and she's singing, and Shamari does have a great voice during rehearsal. Oh, and then now Cynthia walks in with Mike. Mike Hill is her boyfriend. He's coming to town, and Kandi is talking with them, and she's like, okay, what is off limit? And Cynthia's like, well, what do you mean? Do you want to kiss me? And Candy's like, do you want me to kiss you? And I'm like, okay, go girls, you guys are pushing the limit, okay. All right, so Mike decides that he might actually change his flight at this rate, so he keeps Cynthia to himself, okay. Yippee! Eva finally has a third dress. So Eva is trying out her third dress, and she's very excited. Her mom and her friends are actually there. Finally, we get to actually see her friend that is also the friend of Giovanna, Tiffany. And Tiffany is trying on her own bridesmaid dress. I think there are like 6 of them. And it actually looks nice. Good for you. So burlesque night is here. And Shamari Dawn lost her voice. Good thing her voice was pre-taped, so she just needs to you know, put on her makeup and look good and act the role. You know, she's like, this lawyer gonna get from me. So Kandi is feeling the pressure. They're wondering if or not to do one final rehearsal and run it right through. But I don't think they have enough time to do that. So we have Cynthia there, Tanya's there, Giovanna, and Marlo are all there. So Nene, of course, is not going to show up. She expects everybody to show up at hers, but she doesn't show up at whatever. She says she's going to go to Miami to check on her boutique. But we all know that she actually went to Miami to go check on Andy Cohen to make sure she saved her job after that tear of the cameraman's shirt. So good luck, Nene. But we know. So Kandi comes out first with Todd, and they have this beautiful white scene. There are dancers everywhere, and then she brings up Shamari, and Shamari is able to hold her own. Like I said, her voice has been pre-taped, so she's able to get through, and she did a good job too. And then of course we have Marlo saying, oh, she hopes Shamari is not drunk. And I'm like, Marlo girl, why do you have to be a bitch all the time? It's just so unnecessary. So anyways, next we have Cynthia Bailey coming out, and Cynthia's like, I don't have any lines, what am I going to do? So Candy's like, look, I want Cynthia's reactions to be genuine and authentic, so I'm just going to go there and just talk with her, and you know. So Cynthia goes and sits down, and then Kandi, you know, is with the mic and is like, oh, Cynthia, how wet are you? And Cynthia like, oh. Oh. Anyways, they're able to get what Kandi says. Oh, she could have pushed the questions a little further, but I think Cynthia was like, where the hell is the exit? She wasn't anticipating for those kind of questions to be so direct and all, but she holds her own. And of course, here goes Miss Marlo. Oh, disgusting. That was a bit too far for me. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Oh, sorry, Mom. So we see Cynthia and Kandi, they're showing their friendship and relationship has grown, and it seems like it's a genuine relationship that has budded over the years. Of course, everybody's happy about the show. The show looks good. There's a lot of raunchiness. There's a lot of, you know, X-rated stuff going on, but it's good, you know, according to what they say, and Kandi is happy. Next, we see Marlo coming into the back and talking to Cynthia, and she's like, Cynthia girl, you did that, you deserve a whipping and all of that. And as they're all there, Tanya pushes Marlo away and she falls, she kind of slips off and rolls off the floor. And we see Marlo literally go from 0 to 60 in like 10 seconds. Luckily, Tanya is not that kind of person. She doesn't give that kind of vibe of being aggressive. Well, she's probably going to have to learn to, you know, be able to stand her own. But anyway, she apologizes and she's like, oh. And then we see Marlo going in. Shamari didn't even say a word to her. Shamari lost her voice, you know. And she's like, oh, both of you need to be at AA together. You know, and Shamari like, gets up and she's like, oh, da, 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 da. Of course, she's like, she don't lost her voice, girl. Sit the fuck down. Sit down. Anyways, you know, the thing with people like Marlo is that Marlo is like somewhat of a bully. And the only way to push back is if you like, you know, tell her some hurtful and gospel truth. Kind of like what Eva did to her on the bus when they were in Japan, right? Eva kept going back. You have to be pretty much be, you know, quick on your feet with something to say to retort back. Just like they checked, what's her name, Phaedra, was checked by Dimitri with the number 7. Dimitri has said, Phaedra, the only thing we have in common is the number 7. Yours is going, mine has been here for 7. I love that. Anyways, Kandi, of course, is very happy about the show. And of course, she never once fails to remind us that, oh, it was all about Portia and the sex dungeon. And I'm like, girl, Kandi, we forgot about that. We forgot literally about the sex dungeon. Have fun. It was a burlesque night as far as I'm concerned. So enjoy it. Next week, Eva is getting married. Well, we'll see. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and be sure to comment down below. See you soon.